UKIP certainly isn't a far-right party. We've campaigned against the European Union since our inception, and I just think that this really was the people versus the establishment. It was ordinary working-class people against the Brussels elite, against the big banks, against big business, against Project Fear. And I just want to know where the Chancellor is at the moment, because he seems to have disappeared altogether. Now, Giles spoke about, the sneering now because people were angry. I'll give you an example. A Guardian columnist yesterday wrote that we've got Brexit because of northern crappy towns. Places like Preston and my constituency, places like Wigan and Blackburn and Burnley. I've had enough of this London-centric metropolitan snobbery which has infested this country for far too long. The young lady in the audience is absolutely right. To pin this all on immigration would be false. I mean, why did places like Birmingham, Rotherham, Blackburn, Sheffield, places with very large South Asian populations, go out and vote to leave? Hang on, just let me finish. But we do have to accept that immigration did play a part, because as we know, and the Bank of England have said this, trade unions have said this, and indeed Lord Rose of the Remain campaign, that uncontrolled mass immigration drives down wages, particularly in working class.
But we're not going to refight that.
But firstly, I want to see a Brexit government, because after all, the Brexit side won, and I want to see a Brexit government, someone who I am confident will go out to Brussels and negotiate hard on our behalf to get the best deal for Britain.
You've only got one UKIP MP, so you're not going to have much chance of...
Well, who knows? We've got 22 MPs.
Well, what is a Brexit? What is a Brexit government, Paul?
Well, it's going to be one which is obviously going to be headed by Gove or Johnson, I would suspect.
And nobody in the government who was in favour, not Anna Soubry.
Well, of course, Anna could be part of the cabinet.
She can't, because she was a Remainer.
But at the top of the government, it will no doubt be either Gove or Johnson. Now, you asked what would happen next. Well, of course, as an MEP, I'll be out of a job, which is probably a good thing.
When do you think you'll be out of a job? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years down the line?
Well, there will be no more European elections, and that'll be a good thing. So it depends from where, at the moment when Article 50 is triggered, it will be 2 years, and then we'll be out. Okay. And look, we can have a bespoke British deal. We have a huge trading deficit with the European Union, which means in many ways they need us more than we need them. There's elections next year in France and Germany. Do you think the German car manufacturers would allow Merkel to get into a trading war with Britain? Not a chance. That is Project Fear again. The TSOC has said it's not going to happen. Even the First Minister, Arlene Foster, has said it's not going to happen. De Villiers, the Secretary of State, has said it's not going to happen. There is going to be no border between the North and South.
I'll come to you.
It's a disgrace that 5 million people in Scotland, or the SNP in particular, are trying to hold to ransom £55 million.
Hold on, Alex. I just want to know. All right, Paul.
Immigration is exceptionally positive when it is controlled, and that's what we've got now. We're going to get back control of our own borders, and therefore the people who will make the decisions will be the people we elect at Westminster. It's the right way to do it. Listen, no, we don't. Whilst we're in the European Union, signs up to freedom of movement of people, we can take back that control and we can be like Australia. Looking at the details, I think it's only around 400,000 people who've signed that petition are eligible to vote in this country. Now, just back to the question about the fragmentation of politics. I literally feel as if the Westminster jigsaw has been thrown on the floor, and they're really going to have to try to put this back together. And I don't think, in the long term, the Labour Party can survive in its current form, because if Corbyn gets 35 signatories, he will go back on that ballot paper and he will be re-elected. And then in the end, people like Chuck Ramuna and Tristan Hunt will have to make a decision. And I can see a Gang of Four moment coming down the line again, and maybe a new political party.
And talking of new political parties, has UKIP now done its bit and can now retire?
No, absolutely not. No. Giles said that there is a fragmentation between the Labour Party, Parliamentary Party, and its base, particularly in northern working class seats. That's where UKIP's future lies. They had the biggest votes for Brexit, and we're doing exceptionally well in those areas.